Hello and welcome to Your Broken Galaxy. I am Broken, and today I'm answering the question, what would happen if Dooku fell while he was doing his little flip entry when he confronted Obi-Wan and Anakin on the Invisible Hand in Revenge of the Sith, asked by Tehao59. So Anakin and Obi-Wan have just met up with Supreme Chancellor Palpatine, and Dooku comes walking in with a pair of battle droids. He takes a step forward, jumps off the elevated platform he is standing on, and does an impressive flip, but sadly over-rotates and lands on his stomach and face. Oh gosh, that hurt, Dooku says, and Anakin just busts out laughing like a child. Palpatine grits his teeth in anger at his aging apprentice, and Obi-Wan steps forward out of concern for the octogenarian's fall. "Are you all right?" Obi-Wan asks. "Oh, no, I don't think I am," Dooku says in a pained voice. "I need to go to the hospital." Meanwhile, the B-2 battle droids are just standing there, unsure what to do. "All right, I'm placing you under arrest," Obi-Wan says. "Oh, no. He's a Sith Lord. He's too dangerous," Palpatine says. Anakin raises his hand and pulls Dooku's lightsaber to himself and says, "No, Your Eminence, I think it'll be all right." So Obi-Wan walks over to Dooku and helps the elderly gentleman to his feet. "Oh, thank you. I feel like I've cracked a few ribs." "Yes," Obi-Wan says. "You also seem to have some significant bruising on your face." He helped him up the stairs, and Anakin frees Palpatine. The B-2 stands in front of Obi-Wan, and he says, "Can you move out of the way? I've captured your Supreme Commander, and I'm trying to get him medical help." The droid, slightly shifts, almost as though it's nervous, and then orients itself towards Dooku, who nods in order to let the droid know it does need to move out of the way. The group is walking down the halls. Palpatine is absolutely raging inside at how bad this plan is going, and he's trying to decide if he should just end all of them right now and forget about having Anakin join him as his apprentice. Then Grievous comes walking down the hall, having captured R2, and Grievous says, "Count Dooku, what is the meaning of this?" And Dooku says, "Oh, I've surrendered. The Jedi have defeated us." And Grievous says, "Don't worry, I'll end them for you." And Dooku says, "It's over, General. Stand down." And Grievous says, "Maybe for you," and ignites his lightsaber. Anakin and Obi-Wan ignite their blades, and Dooku says, "For goodness sakes, use the Force." And Obi-Wan just pushes Grievous into a wall, and Grievous is like, "No, my one weakness." And as Obi-Wan is holding him there, Anakin walks up and severs all of his mechanical arms and legs. And Obi-Wan says, "Why in the world have we never tried that before?" And Anakin says, "I don't know, I just saw a lightsaber and thought we had to fight him." And Palpatine whispers under his breath, "I am surrounded by idiots." So Anakin picks up the entirely delimbed cyborg, who is whining like a scared toddler, and they make it to the hangar, get in a ship. Dooku sends out a stand-down command to the fleet, and they all fly back to the surface of the planet. Once they land, Palpatine orders that Dooku be treated at a special hospital kept under lock and key with only droid doctors and nurses. He goes to visit him so that he can chat with him alone, and says, "Lord Tyrannus, you failed me." And Dooku says, "I'm sorry, Master, but you saw I took just a really awful fall." "What in the world made you want to do a flip?" Palpatine asks him. "I thought it would be cool." "And why did you think it would be cool?" "Well, I thought it would surprise them." "Go on," Palpatine says. "Well, they wouldn't expect someone of my age to have that kind of mobility." "You obviously don't have that kind of mobility," Palpatine says. "Yes, Master, I won't fail again." No, you won't," Palpatine assures him. So Palps blasts Dooku with lightning. Meanwhile, Anakin is on a late-night talk show called Zarpo's Galaxy as a special guest. He's been on a few times before to tell stories about how he was winning the war, and the host asks him about Dooku surrendering, and Anakin's like, "Oh man, Zarpo, you aren't going to believe it. There I am with Obi-Wan Kenobi." And Anakin pauses after saying Obi-Wan's name so the crowd can cheer, and Zarpo says, "Ah, the negotiator." And Anakin nods. "That's right. So Obi-Wan and I end up finding Supreme Chancellor Palpatine, and then walks in Count Dooku. He's on this little balcony overlooking the room, and I'm getting ready for the fight of my life." And Zarpo says, "Whoa, that must have been intimidating." "Oh, you better believe it. Count Dooku's an older guy, but he is also incredibly powerful in the Force, and one of the best duelists the Jedi Order has ever seen." The first time I ever faced against him, he cut off my right arm, Anakin says as he raises his mechanical arm to the audience. He then whips out his lightsaber and says, "This thing will cut through steel like butter and is incredibly dangerous in the hands of someone like the Count." "So what happened?" Zarpo asks him on the edge of the seat. "Well, instead of walking down the stairs, he jumps off and does a front flip, but he over-rotated and landed right on his face." "Oh my gosh, are you serious?" Zarpo asks him. "Zarp, it was the funniest thing I ever saw. I busted out laughing immediately. I mean, seriously, he was an 80-year-old man that just launched himself off of this 12-foot drop for no reason. I went from the most intense focus of my life to literally laughing so hard I was crying. And Zarpo, he cannot handle himself. He is laughing like Jimmy Fallon when he hears a just mildly amusing joke. And the crowd, of course, is eating it up. Meanwhile, Palpatine leaves Dooku. He calls the Coruscant comps and says, "Oh, no, Dooku was upset that he lost the war and used Jedi lightning to end his life right in front of me in a room with no cameras." So the Separatists, who are now defeated, end up coming back into the Republic. Several of the leaders are thrown in jail for decades. However, thankfully, the Senate does reform many of the laws, which end up helping the average Separatist citizen. The clone army gets decommissioned, and Palpatine has no idea how to carry out his plan for Jedi destruction and galactic dominance. So what he does is finish out another few months of Supreme Chancellor and retires to Naboo to just live in bitterness and anger for the rest of his life. Anakin leaves the Jedi Order to announce his marriage with Padme, who becomes the Supreme Chancellor, and Luke and Leia grow up as the darlings of the Republic. Well, that is my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I decided to go with kind of a happier ending, except for Count Dooku, who of course was electrocuted into ash, but not everyone can have a happy ending, I guess. If you enjoy my channel, I'd be very grateful if you shared it with your friends or maybe posted it in a group or a forum you're a part of. I would love to get the word out about my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and all that garbage.